Hey everybody, what's up? Jester here. Welcome back to Cabin. Now we have some things to get started with. We got to get some deep slate taken care of. We got to start chapter 2, which means lots of Certus quartz and electron tubes. The questy book. So, temporary sand. We already have that. We already have sand set up and running. And then what needs to happen is we need to make Certus quartz seeds. So, Certus quartz dust, sand equals 2 seeds. 2 seeds, and you gotta put water on them, like a lot, like a whole lot. So we're gonna need a ton of spouts. 4 squeeges of water gets you a tiny seed. 4 more squeeges, a small seed. 4 more squeeges, and a regular Certus crystal. Some of those we're gonna have to charge, so we need to figure that out. Simple enough. Then once we get them all set up, gotta get some destabilized redstone, pour over that to make the polished rose quartz. But to get destabilized redstone, we have to mix charged Certus quartz with volatile sky solution. To do that, the volatile sky solution, right? Ooh, you're not showing your recipe in here. Okay, doesn't want to show the recipe. The volatile sky solution is basically skystone dust with water. To get skystone dust, you just take and crush, whether it be through crushing wheels or through a millstone, skystone. You will get skystone back, which means you can round robin the crap out of it, but you will also get skystone dust. So basically, this process here, the Certus seed to Certus quartz, can be cycled over and over because when you make the seed, you're getting 2 of them. So you can take one, filter it back, and do the same thing, rinse and repeat. Then for the volatile sky solution, to get the destabilized redstone, you take the charged Certus quartz and you mix that. Fantastic, easy peasy. Now, before we do any of that, there's one thing I want to take care of. I need a drawer, a funnel, block of iron, mechanical press, 5 andesite alloy to make a basin, grab some shafts and some belts. Go ahead and get some cogs, gearboxes, and the casings while we're at it. And I want to fix this machine. First things first, we gotta make sure we get the belt spinning properly. Put a hole there for right now. That didn't do us a whole lot of good. It's fine. Oh, nope, you're in the way. And it's no time like the present because we're about to be full up on flint anyhow. So you're an input. Wonderful. Let's take our casing, touch you down as a platform. Basin's down. Let's put our mechanical press on top of that because direction is not a concern. Go ahead, put 2 vertical gearboxes. Now that gets that spinning properly where it can bonk whatever we put in the bin. That's going to be iron nuggets because there it is. 1 iron ingot. We got another drawer. Next, go ahead and remove you. Re-add the piston. Not the piston, the casing. Words are hard. Drawer there. Grab another funnel for insertion. Now this should function adequately, and by adequately it'll, once this gets emptied out, because it's going to take a whole minute, now we're going to help it out. Once it gets emptied out, we'll be able to put a void upgrade on that drawer. This will go through and it'll make all of the ingots that we need. It should dump out the ingots when it's done and put them in this drawer here. Let's get this taken care of real fast. Now we'll be done one at a time, which, let's be honest, kind of sucks. I get it. Can't forget that. Now, once we have brass, which is what makes chapter 2 so important, with brass, we can speed this process up a lot, which is going to be real nice. There we go. We're starting to get the nuggets flowing. But again, like we did with the flint, we're gonna lend it a hand. If we had compacting drawers, we could actually make that a step further, and it'll also put it into blocks, which we actually wouldn't even need the mechanical press, because then we could just move that right on in. However, compacting drawers requires zinc machines, which requires infernal mechanisms, which is, as you can see, chapter 2A. So we're a minute from that. The infernal mechanism, liquid soul, a ton of lava, precision mechanisms, which is chapter 2, molten iron over the polished rose quartz. All right, now deep slate. So to get started on our first actual task is deep slate. For that, we're going to need magma blocks. Also, Gonna need a bunch of other things. So let's get some machine casings. We're gonna need a couple of you, some lead, turn you into ingots, some iron, turn you into ingots. We're actually gonna take some of these and turn them into nuggets because we're gonna need drills, which means iron sheets. So hold that thought. 8 sheets should be 4 drill heads. There we go. Those are our 4 drills. We are going to need mechanical bearing, which is shaft, andesite casing, and a wood slab. There we go. We'll grab some funnels. We'll probably need those as well. We're going to grab the mechanical belts this time. Gearbox, some cogs. I don't know that we're going to need chutes. We are, however, probably, because moving contraptions, get some portable storage interfaces. I think that's everything. Let's head down to the mine. All right, now we got this running. Hopefully I'll be able to tap into the shaft over here. I do have my buckets. I don't have lava, though. I have to find more lava. So, deep slate. To make deep slate, lava over top, water on the side, on top of a magma block. So I'm hoping if I put lava in the center spot, actually, no, that won't work. It might. If I get it set up to flow all the way around, it might work. All right, first thing is first. Yeah, I know it doesn't have to be like that. I'm doing it this way. Anyhow, it'll be fine. Yeah, I didn't think that, sir, did I? Future Jester here. Well, the editor version. Going back watching, it was a dumpster. So I'm going to run through a tutorial on how I put it together. Best of my recollection. And hopefully it makes sense. I do apologize. Sorry. All right. So, first and foremost, magma blocks. We need 4 of them. We're going to use deep slate. Okay, that's where it's going to form. Actually, let's get some copycat panels since I'm using them actively, right? Going back in, it just leaves me frustrated. Actually, no, I put the barrel there. No. Put the barrel on top. Let's grab the drill. 4 drills. They will break the deep slate when it's done. Has to form on top of magma blocks. There. Now, as you can see, each of these has a magma block underneath it. Wonderful, great, fantastic. That's how we do it. Actually, we can't really have stuff here because what's going to happen is as the drill spins, it's going to break it. So what we'll do is just real fast. Break that. There. That's going to be a chamber for water. This top one is going to be for lava. I actually left a space like that in my build, so that's why it's like that. Let me do the other 3. All right. Now, instead of having 4, realize I am only using 3, and I will show you why. Make sure to grab a wrench because we're going to need it. First and foremost, I'm going to place the interface, 2 blocks of distance, rotate that back around. So those will connect up. Fantastic. Get us our barrel. And we're going to need a chute to go on top of that. I added these channels. So basically, like, watch. It's going to flow out just because of the speed of water. We don't want to make a mess. Last thing we need, make a mess. And that is the cornerstone of how it works. All 3 of them function. Wonderful. Fantastic. Great. Stupendous. Now, I think mine stops there, but having the space, it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead and make sure all of this is glued together. The drill's glued to the center glued up, and then the portable storage interface glued to the barrel. Next, we're going to grab the mechanical bearing, put that on top, position it properly, like, right? Grab the vertical gearbox, put that in place, and then run some shafts. Now, obviously, in my world, I've got the water wheels that's turning the current version. This should get this one going. And it immediately kicks off. My next question was, God, I hope I didn't screw something up. And it just doesn't work. Obviously, it does. So fantastic. Hope this clears it up. Let's get back to the rest of the trash. I was afraid of that. Yep, I know how I'm going to fix it. Mostly because I don't have it in me to figure out if there's a better fix. It works. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. You know. Spilling down on the side actually could be just a simple fix. Yep. The one in the back. Yep, that works. Having the quote-unquote drain holes on the side. Doesn't spill out everywhere. I can kind of balance it out over here. There we go. Just balances it. I can't be the only one that's actually worries about symmetry and how it looks, so to speak. But at the end of the day, 39 cobblestone. Or deep slate cobblestone. Got the magma block. Obsidian. Okay. Because basically what happens, right? Then blast the deep slate to extreme temperatures, partially liquefying it. What happens is when you take the deep slate, once it's been cooked, bulk blast it into magma block, right? Or bulk blast it, it becomes magma. And then when you cool that, it comes obsidian. And that's actually how we're going to get the obsidian that we're going to need. Because you need obsidian when it comes to the heavy-duty mechanism. So you take your kinetic mechanism, pair it up with some obsidian, right? And you're going to get the reinforced. Which add that to a train casing, which is just deep slate golden sheet. And you're going to get your gold machine. And once you start getting into actual trains, train observer, the signal, the train station, and the schedule, along with the controls. Now, admittedly, it's going to be a whole minute before we get into trains. Like now, this could all be extracted. You take the deep slate, you cook it up. Or you take the cobbled deep slate, you cook it up, you turn it into deep slate, you cook it up, you turn it into magma block. Cool that down, becomes obsidian. And then with your obsidian, wash it down with some water. Get obsidian. I'm pretty sure I screwed the wording up. Cobbled deep slate to magma block to obsidian. And that can all be done on a simple setup with the right funneling system, right drawers, some fans, some lava. Pretty simple. We have one each pair of obsidian. There we go. Never did claim that stuff. Hey, look at that. Sealed mechanisms. I finished the machine. Let's get 7 more. 14 gives us 8. Now we just need a train casing. So we need our deep slate and a gold sheet. 1 deep slate, 1 gold. Gives us 2 train casings. Take that train casing, surround it, and we get the gold machine. Achievement get. Gives us some train track. It's going to be nice to get that all set up and running back and forth into the nether. So we can get lava and bring it back and forth. Now, some people set it up in the nether. I just as soon bring it back here and bring all the nether back. Because we can use it for other reasons. Alright, that's checked off. So we got to start chapter 2. Now, one thing that I did forget, the temporary sand, right? We have this set up over here. That is getting us our sand. And we are Oh. Okay. No more sand. But it's immediately taking that sand and turning it into clay, which is fine. We are, however, gonna need more straw because we're out of meshes. And I need to set up yet another one for the beginning of this chapter. Completely forgot. I also need to get myself in gear getting this island situated so I can actually put a structure up. But I did grab some bamboo. There. Probably need to do more. Yeah, because that only gives us 4, which theoretically would go to those 4 there. However, we have 400 clay, so I think for now we can hold off. I do need to make a few hoppers. Look at that. Look at that. 168. In just the short time that we've been working on this stuff. 4 more machines. Smack them with 4 iron bars. We have 4 more strainers. 4 strainers. We're going to set those up. Like, these copycat panels are fantastic. They really are. Alright, dig that up. I'm going to need storage. You there? Grab some water. Oh, I forgot. All 4 sources are in. Has to be a source block. Alright. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That should slowly operate and get us sand. Next up is Certus dust. You know, I don't know if I found any Certus in there. I may not have. Time to make a trip back. So here's the Certus quartz. Here's the mystery cube. And here's the problem. These are all Certus quartz blocks. None of them are budding. Kind of expected that, though. Break them. We'll at least get dust. And we'll get those blocks. And then break the cube. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of our inscriber plates. Now, obviously, having these 6 That 36 is kind of a jump start, but we still got to get this process going. Also, the time it took us to go out there, get what we needed from the meteor and come back, that's where we're up to. How cool is that? Well, we hit our limit. Got a bunch of sealed mechanisms. We're going to need a whole lot more, as you can tell. Because we need to make 12 of these copper machines. We have 8 more copper casings. We only got 1 in there. And we're going to need a ton. Now, you can set yours up. This is the beauty of what Create Above and Beyond started and what this is, right? I'm going to take these, smack them with a hopper, turn them into spouts. Because for the Certus seed, run it through 4 times. And then 4 times again, 4 times again. And you can round robin however you want. I actually prefer setting them up in a series of 12 to where it just runs a single line. But that's me. It means I have to do a little bit more work, but it is what it is. This is why all the stuff runs in the background. 32. There's that stack. 4 of them. 4 more casings. And there we have all 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. And we have a collection of squirters. Belts. All the extra stuff that we might need. We are going to need at least 1 pump. I have to steal the cogwheels. And by steal, I mean make more. Now, I don't think we're going to need the extra wood, the dirt. Get some storage just in case. Now, let's see if I can find a spot that's got the distance I need. 11, 12. Just a little bit over the ledge. But we can bring it back this way. There you go. All 12. Also, can we talk about the benefits of using andesite casing as a variation on scaffolding? There's 1. There's number 2. And number 3. Now we get the water in place. Throw some cogs in to keep them moving. And we're going to connect them up to the belt itself. Now, let's attach the vertical gearbox. Run a shaft through it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think this is in a position to where it will actually power these. We might need an alternative plan. Now it's just a matter of getting that backup plan up in place. Time to dig a hole. Yeah, it squeezed a little bit more depth out of it. I'm going to drop that in there, because what this can do, it just lowers where that water wheel is going to go by 1. Where it's not as that. Not as much of an eyesore. But I can't make it any lower because, well, the rest of it. Oh, there's a hole. Actually. Alright, we got to spin in the right direction. That's, of course, the very first important thing to do. Next, we got to get the other ones moving. Get those 3 in. Get the water wheel back up and running again. 1, 2, and 3. So that should give us some decent stress. The issue is it's going to take a hot minute. Just because it's slow speeds. We definitely need faster. More, better, faster. And as you can see, it is slowly filling up everything. Drawer in place. Input. Drawer in place. And output. Now, take this Certus we brought. I need to check to see if the other sands can do it too. He should. Yeah. That's 12. Oh, good job. First squeege is in the books. I think it's 500 mil buckets. It's reached its second stage. And there it is. Our first Certus quartz. Well, not our first. We have the rest, but you know what I mean. Starting chapter 2, we got Certus quartz. Now the electron tubes. Cook iron. That's going to be smeltery. Destabilize redstone. So now if you remember, we take skystone, run it through the mill. We get 1 skystone back and skystone dust. This is why it's going to be important to get brass, right? To get the precision mechanism, which is what we're working on. So we can make mechanical crafters, because we need to learn how to spell. So we need crushing wheels. Just cobble and sticks. Very, very, very easy recipe. Very drawn out getting there. We're going to put some water in there. Grab our first 4. Give it a little mix. You can see it's half skystone, or half volatile sky solution, half water, because we need 4 more. There's number 4. And now we have a bucket of volatile sky solution. What will also have to happen is we're going to need the smart fluid pipe, which we can already do because we've got copper machines. So getting that with this bucket means we'll be able to proceed. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, the recipes aren't too like charged Certus quartz with that mixy. We're gonna get what we need, but we got to get the charger. So let's get the charger up and running. Which is Certus quartz crystal and our andesite machine. Should still have 1. Fantastic. There we go. Now we have the trade station, which we're going to pick up. For right now, you're going in there. Charcoal goes in. There we go. And we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chargers in hand. Volatile bucket in hand. Once again, the mixy. What were you? Oh, what were you trying to mix up? Oh, destabilized redstone plus Certus crystal. Uses count of 4 polished rose quartz. Now we need molten iron. Not a whole lot of it, but we need it. Copper machine. With a hopper, we get another squirter, which we're going to need. Let's go ahead and make another pump. Sorry, Copper. We're gonna have to make you go away for a minute. It'll be fine. I promise. We're already up to 12. Awesome. Now, obviously, this isn't the full setup. There is going to be some babysitting involved until we get everything squared. Let's put a depot down. Squirter. We're going to need seared. I need you. Fantastic. Got that iron in there melted up. We're going to have to flip you the other way around. 1, 2. Please tell me I brought cogs. I did. It's spinning. We're filling up. Squeege. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got our first 4 electron tubes. Which means now we can do smart chutes. Nobody cares about Nixie tubes. Controller rails we don't really need yet. But the most important thing is this sequence to make the precision mechanism. We can do it, A, by hand. Actually, deployers. Deployers, yep, we can make them. And then we can piggyback off of this for rotation and have that set up. And because this is making iron, like realistically, if this had enough iron to drop like a hopper with just a stack of iron blocks, that would run for a whole minute while we slowly worked on building that up. Because now, right, we take this, we grind it down into dust, add some sand into it, and we've doubled it. There's our 12. So legit, if you're following along at this point, we can hand jam our way to the brass machines. There it is, 24. We can legit just kind of babysit. Like, see, let things run. AFK it slowly but surely. And while that's waiting, we can just run back and forth and make the stuff we need to make. Because this is a huge factor. Like iron for days, right? Cobblestone. We got gravel, iron. Get melted. Route the nuggets into your high temperature melting equipment. A melter from Tinker's Contract, for example, which is that guy right there. So, having a dual cobble gen setup, turning it all into gravel, and then splitting half of it up, turning half of it into sand, which is going to require crushing wheels to go down the line to circulate Certus quartz, where half of it goes back onto itself until you get however much you want, right? And then the other half is going to go and get mixy with the volatile sky stone. But you do need to get this stuff. Like, this is ideal. So realistically, I would need, right? So if we need 25, that's 7 of these just for that. We don't need an item terminal, ferro lamp, trade station, brass module, right? For the pipes. We could use that. We're gonna need some mechanical arms and some steam engines because I want to get steam going. An elevator would be nice. These brass funnels, the smart chutes, rotation speed controller, all of this stuff can take these processes that we have, speed them up, make them more effective, and we would end up with a lot more than 174 in just a 2-hour time span. But for now, we accomplished what we needed to accomplish. We got the deep slate rock and rolling down in the basement, which once we get brass, we can get that elevator pulley. Oh, it'll be nice. Just get an elevator set up. Now we can use a rope pulley and go down and back up, and down and back up. But having an elevator would be nice, right? Got that. We got the Certus quartz. It's going all the way down. Rinse and repeat. We've already more than doubled what we had. And then over there off to the side, we've got some iron, and we're turning it into all the way up to the electron tubes. Fantastic. So yeah, it's hand jam o'clock. I need to really focus on getting this island started to be built up. I have a lot of work ahead of me. Why am I holding torches? Let's fix that. Anyhow, we're going to need to get all of this taken care of. That way we can open this up, right? We can start getting at lava for the zinc. Lead machinery. The lead machine. Storage input and output for sophisticated storage. Gives us the packagers, some computer craft stuff, the frog ports. I don't know that I'm going to be using this stuff. I actually prefer a drawer system. It's simple for me instead of going the stock link route and this, that, and the other. Then we've got the zinc machines on the other hand, which gives us the vacuumulator and some integrated components, the controller access point, and the compacting drawers is going to be huge for me, along with the mega torch and an igneous extruder. So next up, what are we gonna need? I like trains. So we have to hopefully look into getting some train stuff built up. But I'm gonna need a spot. So first and foremost, travel to the nether. Tap the mantle. Hooked on phonics. Lava storage. So we're going to need some tanks. We need to collect some vines. The vines in the nether, right? To make liquid soul, you take the weeping vines and the twisting vines in a heated blaze burner. And we're going to need to get that going for that way we get into infernal. Yeah, we're not doing that. Probably not doing that. So yeah, getting the vines. One grows up, one goes down. So having a setup for that shouldn't be too terrible. Start working on liquid soul. We might not get to all of that. Oops. I think mistakes were made. Nope, it's still there. It's per page. Fantastic. But this means this lava storage means I got to get copper, like stupid quantities of copper. Copper mining. That's probably going to be between... We need to start working on a train hub. Which I think is going to be further down, which is why the elevator is going to be so important. Anyhow, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I got a lot of work ahead of me, especially off stream and all that. Stream. Ha! Off recording between episodes. I better get myself in gear. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Take care. I'll see you next time.